A new urban farm near Columbia's Vista is looking to provide fresh produce to 35 communities in the area. According to the USDA, last year, 18.5% of households in the state experienced a hard time getting fresh fruits and vegetables. News 19's Zoe Henry has the story.
Just beyond the Vista.
Well, it's a golden opportunity.
At the end of Senate Street, the nonprofit Living Right sits on about 5 acres of land. The opportunity.
Feed people. We are caterers, and we decided in 2015 that we wanted to feed people in need.
But providing meals wasn't enough for Bobby Percival and his father Dupree, who started the organization. They're now making fresh crops available for people in need with a new urban farm.
We started with one garden bed, and all of the garden beds in and around Senate's End are going to be now planted for this purpose.
Right now, the farm looks like this and this. But by spring, they hope it'll be here, full of crops.
Going to plant rows of crops from one end to the other.
With this farm expansion in mind, the foundation is planning to donate the harvested crops to people who experience food insecurity.
There are 35 USDA recognized either low income or low access areas within 8 minutes of driving of Senate's End.
Before distribution can happen, the farm is planting herbs, natural repellents, and other plants to prepare the soil for crops to grow. In Columbia, Zoe Henry, News 19, WLTX.
And in case you're interested, the Living Right Foundation is now looking for volunteers to help plant crops.
Now, recently, an area where people have limited access to grocery stores has become known as a food desert. But putting that into perspective now, unless you live really close to a grocery store, you're probably going to be in that so-called food desert. That's because in large cities, a food desert is defined as being a half a mile or more from the nearest grocery store. And in rural communities, is defined as being 10 miles away from the nearest grocery store. DHEC does have a tool to keep track of the so-called food deserts. The yellow areas on this map represent areas with limited access to grocery stores, I should say. Large sections of the city of Columbia are also areas designated as food deserts.